is this one post that I made of this first ever streamer, by the way. Like, that is something that does have, like, I don't know. I feel that it's a very bold statement to make, that people are claiming to be like, oh, I have done my first ever stream, and they're like, yeah, but you already had like a giant following of like 6 years that you've built, which again, props to you and all the rights and all the, thumbs up for you. Good stuff. Good work on that. But then claiming that it is your first ever stream, that is something that is a little bit you know? What would be a lot more better is that instead of saying that it is their first ever stream, just say that it's their first indie stream. There's a very, very big difference. It's just weird how just one, well, that's not weird. It's just that it would be a magical solution to a thing that I have seen multiple smaller VTubers voice their opinions about these new quote-unquote new streamers making their quote-unquote debut. So yeah. Yeah, they could just say like, hey, it's a re-debut or something like that, or it's an indie debut or something like that. Like, that will be perfectly fine. And again, like, it's already fine as it is, as in, like, if they want to do that, if they want to have a new personality, a new kind of gimmick, and new whatever, like, that's fine. That's well within their rights to do whatever the fuck they want, right? But now that these things have happened, and it happened with Amelia Watson, that is now Doobie, as far as I know, from what I've seen. I could be wrong. And now we have this person here, which I don't know who the previous one is, or what her previous name was. But it feels a bit scummy to say, like, look at me, I'm a first-time streamer, look at my success. Like, dude, you already built that success for 6 years. Why are you claiming it as your first ever stream? So, yeah, it is, yeah, it could be because of some contracts that they had to sign, that they cannot say anything whenever they leave the company, right? Which is kind of already like a very scummy thing to actually do from that, or to suggest from that company. And again, I forgot which company or which agency they were working for. But yeah, it feels like they are like making that claim is like giving the idea they are patting themselves on the back, like, good job, look at that, you have so many viewers and so many thanks for your first ever stream, good job with that, thumbs up. It's like, it's not your first ever stream. It's not your first stream. And that's something that and I've seen these other posts on Twitter from other VTubers that are like mid-rangey VTubers in terms of like audience, of like following, that are saying like, wow, this person did their first ever stream and their debut was amazing with 30,000 viewers. Wow, good job. It's like you are encouraging the issue.
You're fucking adorable.
That this is not exactly a first time stream. Like, again, I have absolutely no issues or no beef or no disrespect to that VTuber. But it is, again, like giving this idea that people will be like, oh my god, it's the first ever stream, 30,000 viewers, look at that, she broke a record. It's like, did she? And that's something that's so stupid, because it is seen as a world record. But maybe not a world record, but just like, it is claimed that she has broken records for her first ever stream, which again is not her actual first ever stream. So that's kind of bullshit, in my opinion. Like, that is so, I don't know, that is so scummy in my opinion, while there are so many other smaller VTubers that actually have their actual fucking first ever stream and have like, peanuts compared to what this VTuber, again, her name, I don't fucking mind, it's all over the place anyway, Yuki, whatever the fuck it is, that, it pales in comparison to what Yuki had for her quote-unquote debut. So, like, I don't know, like, it's it feels so weird. It feels really weird to be claiming, like, look at me, I broke a record. It's exactly the same thing. Like, if with the example that I said here, what, like, imagine if Usain Bolt, sorry, that he renamed himself like completely different, put on a different outfit, and then claimed that he's the brand new athlete that broke the 100-meter sprint world record. It's like, no, you're the same person. Like, again, like, that's why just the wording of the first ever stream and the first ever debut and whatnot, that is what, I don't know, feels a bit like double to me. Again, I don't mind people having the success that they have had from all the time, or even if they really are brand new, and for some reason, again, I don't know how they would do it, but if it did happen, which rarely happens, that they have, like, actually that many viewers for a debut, a legit debut of someone that just started, props to them, right? And all the goods, all the rights, all the good stuff, all the good wishes and vibes to them. But yeah, it just, like, that doesn't happen, though. Like, name one VTuber or one streamer that has that many viewers on their very first day of streaming. That usually comes in with already having built a giant as fuck community and having streamed at some point. Like, either through streaming or through videos, through YouTube videos, for example. Like, if someone has been continuously making, like, YouTube videos, like, very good YouTube videos that have, like, hundreds of thousands, millions of views, and then, like, they decide, like, you know what, I'm done with YouTube, I'll do live streaming content, and then have that many viewers, that also makes sense, right? If they then say, like, it's their first ever stream, like, again, that would legit be their first ever stream, because beforehand they didn't stream. So, I guess you guys can kind of understand, like, what I'm trying to get to with, this point. And again, I do understand the other side as well, that Yuki, and I don't know what her previous name was, basically, like, shut off or, like, ended this one chapter of her VTuber career and moved on to the next. All the rights to her, and again, wish her lots of success and lots of good wishes and vibes with her new chapter. But considering that a lot of VTubers are now also claiming that it is her first ever stream, I don't know, and then saying that they are breaking records for the first ever stream, yeah, I don't know. It feels really, it feels really double. It's also like the other example that I gave as an example. Like, imagine Tyler 1, like, out of all people, imagine Tyler 1. I don't know how many viewers he has on a daily basis, like, what is it, 20,000, something like that. And that he's like, okay, I'm gonna quit streaming and come back in, like, 2 to 3 weeks, and then make a new Twitch account with, like, with his name being Tyler3, and then be like, hey guys, this is my first ever stream. Is like, yeah, but you know what I mean? And again, probably because of those NDAs, they cannot really say, like, hey, I'm that person from that agency, or I'm that person in general, that they know, like, oh shit, she's not streaming for or under that name or under that agency anymore. So that she has to completely change, well, completely, vastly change as much as he possibly can, so that they can't really say like, yeah, I was this person or whatnot. Because again, like that is so fucking stupid though, of these contracts that they need to sign. But then, like again, I feel like this one word could change everything of how it then could be seen. Like how the situation, these grand debuts can be seen, and these graduations, by the way. Like every time right now, like every time that I see that someone is going to graduate, I feel like within a month, they're just gonna have a new Twitch channel. That is something that I'm picking up right now. And I don't know, to me, it's like, yeah, but I'm also having my debut, but it is not gonna be anything compared to you guys because, you already have like, years of work at that shit. Like, I will be having my debut. Is it going to be anything close to as epic as their debuts will be? Absolutely fucking not. I'm also not expecting it to be. But it kind of like puts this idea, and again, I'm not the only one thinking that. There's like, let me check my DMs actually. My DMs, were Discord, there we go. Just scrolling here. There's about 5 of them that have reached out to me that I had this discussion with, that they also agreed, and that they felt like their efforts that they have put into their debuts, or that they will put in their debuts, is going to be all for nothing because these larger VTubers can just claim that they are going to have their debuts, and then that all that work will pale into comparison to what these smaller VTubers like have done for their debuts. So there's a reason why I made that post on Twitter, as in on my own page thing, not the reply thing, but more like the news thing. What did I say here? Yeah, maybe some news slash smaller VTubers like myself need to know about these quote-unquote new VTubers having their quote-unquote first stream with tens of thousands of viewers, hundreds of thousands of followers, and millions of views on their socials. They are not new, and it is not their first stream. Don't let this discourage you and to make you think you're doing something wrong because, quote-unquote, someone else just started and has this much exposure. And then personally, I find it a bit unfair that people claim to be having their debut, even though it is definitely not their first time by a wide margin, and it feels like it puts like the smaller actual new VTubers with their actual debuts in shadow because of already existing big names taking smaller VTubers' debuts spotlight. And again, I want people to thrive though, and that's what I want. And again, I don't want people to feel discouraged. I really don't. No, again, like the new model debuts, like that's something different. Like the debut of like a very new channel, even though that person that is, that is doing that channel or making that channel right now or streaming under a new channel is not new by a wide margin. And again, like the word debut, that's not what makes me think or other people think that they are having that they just began, right? It is the idea that people are now claiming records being broken for a legit first-time stream or first-time streamer, which is not the case. That is what's getting me, is that they are getting these titles for things that are actually not true. Technically speaking, is the channel brand new? Yes. Is it the very first stream on that channel? Yes. But is it the very first time streamer or stream for that or from that person? No. That's a difference. And that's something that, again, other people are picking up now. Other VTubers are saying like, wow, look at this VTuber. She has had this many viewers for her very first stream ever. It's like, no, it's not her very first stream ever. There's a difference. Like, again, I wish that smaller VTubers had this amount of success, but sadly it doesn't happen. Again, like Quan, like you have said, I think it would be a lot better if they would just say that give their first indie stream, right? Their first indie stream. That would have changed everything. And that would make sense because it's, you know, what's 100% true. It is legit word for word what it is. But claiming that they are breaking records for their first ever stream while it is not that person's first ever stream feels unfair. And again, it's the same thing with these other VTubers, these other bigger VTubers that are leaving companies or agencies, also Hater Mega Sky, that also Hater Nate Sart. I did see you. But like it is something that I'm picking up with these larger VTubers that are leaving, and then everyone is making like a huge like drama thing of it, of like, oh no, she's graduated, we're never gonna see her again, and then 3 weeks later she's back under a new name. It's like, why? Like, I mean, why in a sense, like I can understand why, but it feels like they are kinda, I don't know, like why does it feel like they're fishing for attention? That like, oh, I'm graduating, I'm gonna miss you guys, bye guys, till another time, and then like really like 3 weeks later, they're back like, hey, I got a new channel, go check me out. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that's something that I fucking hate, that people are like, quote unquote, claiming to quit. They are claiming to quit VTubing, and then 3 weeks later they're back. It's like, dude, really? Like, why? Like, why? Why are you... Then don't say that you're quitting at all. Just say that you're taking a break. Just say your clear intentions, right? But just saying, like, I'm graduating, and then making this thought of like, oh no, she will be missed. Oh no, we will never see her again. She was such a great VTuber. Bye. In this case, it was this is what happened with Amelia Watson. That's what happened. Like even Zentreya herself was like, oh shit, well this is actually, you know, a bit of a dark day for VTubing. Fucking Amelia Watson is not gonna stream anymore. She's not gonna be a VTuber anymore. And then there was like this whole build-up of like this specific day of like a goodbye stream, and then not 3 weeks or a month later, she's back under a new name. It's like, dude, what? Like, why make things so dramatic if you're just not going to quit anyway? No, it's such a weird world, the VTuber industry. No, that's essentially what happened with Amelia Watson and now with Yuki as well, as far as I know. I mean, I think that's what happened with Yuki. I'm not 100% sure, but considering that she has now this new channel, that means that she has quit her previous corpo, like VTuber life, right? As far as I know, like the previous name of this Yuki VTuber person is someone from, what was it? Was it Niji? Or was it Hololive? I don't know. Hey, the broker, what's up? Yeah, okay, so it was Hololive, okay. So, again, like I don't know if they also made it like a statement, like, oh, I'm going to quit Hololive, I'm going to quit streaming, I'm graduating till whenever I see you guys again, bye, and then make like, all this fucking, this drama, no, not really drama, how would I say it? Like all this fuss about things like, oh, I'm going to quit and this and that, and I will say my goodbyes, and then again, not 3 weeks or a month later, they're back, and it's like as if nothing ever happened. Like, I don't know, to me, that kind of messes with people's emotions. In my opinion, that kind of messes with people's emotions. It's as if I would be saying that I'm quitting. Like, for example, if I would do that, I would never forgive myself. I'll be honest with that. If I would say to you guys, I will quit streaming and then be back 3 weeks later without like any kind of valid explanation why I'm back. No, dude, I would never forgive myself for that. That is literally messing with your guys' like emotions. Because I know, like, if I would say, or if I would actually quit streaming and make it clear to you, like, hey, I am going to quit streaming, you are never going to see me again. And then I know you guys will be sad about that. And then not 3 weeks to a month later be back like, hey guys, I'm back. I don't know, that is just really messing with people's emotions, in my opinion. But yeah, that is what has happened. That has happened with Amelia Watson. That is now apparently Doobie, as far as I have read. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not following her either. Not that I don't want to. It's just that I don't know why I would. I follow people that I personally like or have a vibe with. And it now happened with this Yuki person, so it's probably going to happen again. Like every time that a big VTuber now is going to claim to quit streaming or graduate, then I know that by another 10 times they will just be back under a different name. You know what this makes me think of? You remember, like, for those that have seen Lord of the Rings, right? As in the original trilogy, at the end of the third movie, The Return of the King, Frodo leaves with Gandalf to go to the Grey Havens, right? And he makes this, like, whole statement, like, yeah, you guys are not going to see me again. I'm going to be, gone forever. And then everyone's just crying their eyes out, like Merry, Pippin, Sam, like, all having this heartfelt moment. They're crying their eyes out. And then could you imagine that, like a movie later, if there was one, that if there was one that throwed his back like, hey Sab, what's up guys? I'm back. He was like, what? Dude, dude, I would be so fucking pissed. Dude, I would be so fucking pissed though, really. Like, you toyed with their emotions like that and then be like, hey guys, I'm back. It's like, really? Fucking scumbag. I would fucking toss Frodo personally back to do the fight of Mount Doom on a fucking eagle. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, see, like, that's, like, do you understand what I'm trying to get with this? Like, how scummy it feels. No, not use a Genie, fuck you. Yeah, don't worry about it, Nate. But yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you have these very heartfelt moments, and like making people think, like, yeah, we're never gonna see them again, and then they're just back, like a very short time after. Like, again, that's just messing with people's emotions, and then claiming, like, yeah, I have broken a record for first time stream ever on this platform. It's like, no, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. God. That's the thing. Like, again, like beforehand, I didn't really like a year ago. Like, it's only recently with Amelia's thing that I haven't picking that up. So it was like with Amelia that now has returned under a different name, which apparently is Doobie. Here we go again. That okay, I was like, okay, so graduation means absolutely fucking nothing then. So they're not quitting, and people can just claim that they're quitting, but then return later. Again, kind of messing with people's emotions, making them think that they're quitting and that they're never gonna see them again. And then people are just like ecstatic, like, oh yay, she's back. It's like she was just gone for a few weeks. And then now with this new person here, well, new person to me, I didn't know that person beforehand. It's the same thing. So like, it's the same thing, dude. Imagine, I'm sorry, if Zen, for example, I'm gonna use extreme examples here. Imagine if Zen would say, guys, I'm going to quit streaming. I'm graduating from, from streaming, from VTubing. It was a nice run. GG's, everyone. And then, dude, I will be like, dude, I will be so fucking, I'll say it right, Narok, I will be in tears. Like, I will wish her all the best all the same every fucking time, all the way. And I've always done that, right? But I would be in tears just to, like, see that end. And then if she would be back under a different name, I'd be like, hey guys, I'm this person. I am new at VTubing. I would be like, Zen, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me, Zen? Really? Like, no, I would not have that. I would absolutely not have that. I know Zen could, indeed, like, maybe use a different voice model thing. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, I would, like, sorry, but as much as I love Zen, that is something that would be like a giant slap in the face for a lot of people. Not only me, right? Not only me, but like, that is something that is just not done, in my opinion. You just don't do that. You don't mess with people's emotions. You don't mess with people's hearts. Again, like if she would use like a completely different voice model, who the fuck would know, right? Basically, yeah, that would be better. Like if they then from the fucking get-go, the moment that they say that they are graduating, but then say like, hey, I might be taking a break or I need some time to set this indie thing up that I will be returning as, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. They can do that. That's also well within their rights. That's fine. No one will have an issue with that, except for the agency that they work for. But no one else would have like an issue with that, right? So that's why it's like if they always make it so that it looks like they are quitting streaming or VTubing altogether to just return and kind of be, I don't know, it's so, again, I'll keep saying it as it is, but it is scummy to mess with people's feelings. I am 1000% sure that people felt sad the moment that they knew that Amelia Watson was going to quit streaming, going to quit VTubing, and I know that Zen was one of those because he posted about it. She posted about it that she was a little bit, well, not a little bit, I don't know how much, like she was saddened by that fact that Amelia Watson quit streaming. And now she's suddenly back. As in, Amelia Watson is now back. Okay. So what was the purpose of making people feel sad for that? Like, why would you do that? What is the benefit of that? Like, just say from a get-go that you're just gonna have like a new chapter, or you're gonna be starting a new chapter as an indie feature. Like, say that from the fucking beginning. And again, to top like more fire to none more, how you say that, fuel to the fire, is that then people are claiming like, oh, look at that. This is a totally new VTuber that broke records for their first ever stream, which again is not their first ever stream. So yeah, it's so fucking stupid. Like again, imagine like to put things in a very silly perspective to make things absolutely clear. Imagine, right? Imagine if, again, I'm gonna pick Zen because he's like the biggest VTuber that I know that I can vibe with, that I kind of know most of or about, I guess, compared to other bigger VTubers, right? Imagine if Zen is, as they say, graduating, right? So if they are graduating, Zen is saying like goodbyes, this until we see each other again, or it was a nice trip. Thank you for everything, geckos, this, that, you know. I know I'm making it like very like as if it's nothing, just like that. I'm not gonna make like a whole scenario like about this whole full-blown scenario about this. So then she quits, for example. She stops streaming, right? Channel dead, terminated, everything gone, nothing. And then a month later, a new VTuber rises up with like a different kind of voice model, but that you could tell that it was a text-to-speech thing. You could tell that it was a text-to-speech thing, and that they have like a model that is like, hey, I am this what other fucking model? I am this cyber monkey with my pet's lizards that is totally not a gecko. This is my first ever stream. You know what I mean? You know how scummy that kind of feels? Like, yeah, but you're Zen, basically. You are Zen, we can tell. And you just told us that you were going to quit a month ago. So what the hell? Yeah, for example, yeah, she she fucking debuts as a fucking microwave, and then she has lizard cells instead of geckos, right? So do you understand like how kind of scummy that feels? To like, again, that would mess with my heart so fucking much though, that I will actually have issues with Zen with that. Like, again, I love her to bits and I always will. But when that happens, though, to me, I'm like, Zen, that was kind of like a little bit stab in the heart. I'll be honest about that. And it's not that I don't want her to be happy if she wants to go indie. That's not the issue. It's just that whatever reason that they have to make it so that they look or have to appear as this very new VTuber, their first ever stream, right? Whatever the source of that is that they have to do that, it's bullshit. It should just be fucking removed and they should just be allowed to say, either from themselves or from the agency that they work for, that they are going to have a new channel under a different name, different model, different everything, right? That's fine. But just saying altogether that you quit though, and then claiming that it is your first ever stream whenever you do come back under a different name, I don't know. I really don't know. That feels really, really weird. But yeah, that is my idea. That is my personal thought. Well, not only personal, but of a few VTubers that I have also discussed this topic with. That is what we think of it. And I get the feeling that a lot of people actually do as well, considering that a lot of people have liked my post. Which I, again, always very, very surprised that people would. So yeah. Yeah, and again, I feel like, and that's also why I mentioned that, just to be clear, that whatever reason that they cannot disclose that info, that they are going to start a new channel and whatnot, whether it is from themselves or whether it is because they are, or like basically forced to not say or speak up about anything about that, like that feels, again, like what's the difference? What difference does it make to the agency that someone's going indie, even though people already know that whenever, like, they've already made the claim of them leaving or quitting streaming. So they already know, like, okay, that person streamed for this agency, so they are not gonna have that VTuber anymore that work for that agency, right? So what difference does it make if that person is just saying, like, hey, I'm gonna go indie, this is going to be my new channel, go, check me out there, and then, like, have you, like, if it's necessary to then, like, shortly like explain why they are going indie, that would be fine. I don't know, like, like, again, this VTuber is so fucking, like, it's an upside down banana fucking bullshit, basically, that I'm thinking, like, this is exactly why I am probably never going to be part of an agency in the first place, because 1, I'm way too small anyway, 2, I don't see it happening, 3, I don't want to deal with this kind of bullshit. It's just so weird. And that's why, like, again, this model that I will have, this visual idea of the chambermaid of Tabithash, again, Tabithash is only a name of the character that you visually see, right? But it will never be a persona, right? It will never be its own thing. It is me and no one else. And it is not going to be owned by any kind of fucking agency that is like, yeah, this is now our IP thing. No, fuck you. No, any agency that's going to claim this model as their own IP, like as their very own IP, that's gonna be a bit difficult with me. However, if it's like a shared IP, that's different. But if they're then gonna claim like that, the model Tabithash and the visual idea Tabithash, that it is completely 100% theirs, I will have issues with that. Sorry, I put a fucking lot of resources and effort into this to then just be, fucking memed on, to be, I would not have that shit. Like that one meme of that like one person goes like, I made this, and then the other person takes it over, like grabs it, and he's like, oh, I made this. It's like, no, you didn't. I put a lot of time and effort and resources into this fucking model. I will not have someone else steal this from me. Yeah, that's the thing. I also feel like with like Vshoujo, for example, that you will indeed be given an entirely different, like, not really personality, entirely different character, an entirely different visual theme to it, right? But again, me personally, if I will have this model is not just to say, like, hey, I'm a VTuber. First and foremost, that model is there to be a visual like hook, basically, for people to tune in and therefore tune into the community. That's what I want, right? But it is not a persona. It is not like I am not going to act differently just to be like playing a character, for example. I am just being me. I am not going to be playing a fucking character. I will just continue to be me. I just happen to use this model to at least have some kind of visual feedback for you guys, so you guys can kind of see me without me needing to show my face. That's it. That's literally it. But yeah, I think Vshoujo at the moment is kind of under fire, so to say. Reason why is for multiple reasons. So they are, again, like they're under fire because of this claim. And I mean, at this point, it's not really a claim, but more of a fact that they are hiring like VTubers from different companies. They're like seen as this retirement home for already successful VTubers, basically. That's what they're being seen as. Yes, they are. They are indeed being seen, like, not being, well, also being seen, but they are under fire, to be fair. There's a lot of shit, like, going on in the background that makes it really difficult for Vshoujo to actually do new stuff in terms of hiring people. Whenever they are going to hire someone, it's going to be very difficult for them to claim like, oh, but this is a new person, or this, like, we want to give everyone a chance or something, because, and again, it is a business, like, fullest right to run the business as they see fit, right? We have no say in that. We will never have a say in that unless, like, we massively riot against it, but I don't see it happening, and also it shouldn't happen. But again, they are well within their rights to run the business as they see fit. Simple. Point. Like, that's it. There's no disputing that. But considering the history of the people that have been hired from, or hired into VShojo, we're always, like, the vast majority of them are always, or have always been, already successful VTubers for different agencies. And then if that isn't enough, it also happened that, and I'm kind of curious about this, because a few months ago, Zen herself was trying to push this idea of hiring someone new. Like a form that I also applied for, but whatever, it didn't happen, as in, I did not get selected. But that, they were looking for, any kind of any kind of VTuber. Like, there was like this form that you had to fill in and everything, like little video, which I also made, and it was absolutely fucking terrible. Because Zen herself wanted to give everyone a chance, but then that backfired. That idea backfired because of this statement and this claim that VShojo is either what we've already discussed before, this agency that only hires like already successful VTubers from different agencies, or Zentrea's friends only. Like, that is a statement that has been made against her, against Zen, and that made her, like, obviously, like, she was not too happy about that statement. And she made it clear, like, dude, I just want to help people, like, what the fuck? So that's why, like, I'm very curious to what happened to that audition. To that auditioning process, like, what happened? Like, who, like, is there any news on that? Because again, how long has it been since then, and there's still nothing about that? Yeah, I know, there's still, like, nothing about that. I feel like, how many months has it been already? 4 months or something like that, if not longer? So that's why I don't know if they're going to continue, but with that. Like, I don't know if they are going to continue with that because of these statements, these 2 statements that I know of, because there's probably more shit happening in the background that I don't know of, and I wish that, I wish the very best to VShojo and all their talents, and hope that everything is just gonna go swimmingly and smoothly. But I feel like people will always find a way to have, like, some kind of a backlash towards good intentions. If that makes sense. Because it happens a lot, especially in today's day and age. Take over what? It's not about, like, taking over Zentrea, by the way. It's just like having a new VTuber, like a new talent, in addition to the already existing roster. It's not like replacing anyone. But imagine if, like, on this other tangent then, if they would need someone else to play Zentrea, that is not gonna work well. It is most likely not going to work. And I would also find that, personally, I would find it very disrespectful if they would continue having someone else, like, play Zentrea. I would absolutely be against that. personally feel, and especially with Zen, that she is irreplaceable. We cannot replace Zen. We cannot. It's impossible to do so. And it's the same with all the other towns or any other VTuber for that matter. Everyone is their own unique thing. Everyone is their own unique individual. We cannot replace that. Everyone is unique in their own way. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it is, again, like this idea of nepotism, which is essentially favoritism, is on its own not a bad thing. Right? In the sense of, again, agencies can run their business as they want, as they see fit. Right? And that's the thing, like, agencies are not like, agencies are not obliged or are not forced or do not have this, this thing that they have to hire someone completely new to, to their agency. They don't have to do that. Like, it is still a business, whether you want it or not. The VTuber agencies are still businesses, first and foremost. They are not charities, they're businesses. But yeah, do take care, Badger. Have a good night's rest, all right? It's basically like if you would have a job interview, for example. If you would have a job interview with 2 different people, right? So person number 1 is looking for a job in this company that has qualities X, Y, and Z, right? Person number 2 is exactly the same in terms of, like, has those qualities, and has, X, Y, and Z as well. Equally the same person, right? Exactly the same person, exactly the same studies, exactly the same skills. The only difference is that person 2 already knows the vast majority of the people within the company. Who do you think the company is going to hire? It's exactly the same thing. Like, that's literally the thing. That's what you can compare it to. And again, is it therefore wrong? I mean, it sucks for the other person, for sure. But it is well within the business's rights to hire people as they see fit. And I don't think anyone has a say in that, to be honest. Unless, like, you're hiring people, like, based on, like, being, discriminating the other, like, then that will be absolutely fucking wrong. But I'm not saying that Vshoujo or any other agency is discriminating. I don't know about the other. Like, I don't know. I know for sure that Vshoujo is not discriminating anyone. I do not have the other, like, any information on the other agencies. I am not that familiar with the VTuber agency world anyway. But it is common sense, and that would be wrong if someone would, like, discriminate the other person that is hiring, that is applying, for example, purely because of a very stupid reason. Then that would be really fucking wrong, for sure. Yeah, that's the thing. And that's why, like, I've also thought about that with VShojo, specifically when I applied for them. That I don't know if I will be vibing well with them. Not in the sense that I don't want to, but I am not as upbeat as they are. Right? Like, I'm not as silly and goofy as they are. And I guess you guys can kind of agree with that. I am not like this super bubbly, happy, XD, lol person, you know? Again, they are just like very upbeat, very energetic, you know? A lot of life to them. More silliness, you know, more lighthearted things, more goofy interactions and shit like that. Whereas with me, like, I've always been more of a, you know, more of a laid back kind of person, more of a very down to earth person, just someone that is not exactly, you know, the fucking star of the show or the random ray of sunshine and whatever the fuck, right? That is not me. That has never been me. I've always been more this person on the sidelines that in case people want to talk, I will talk to them if they want to, for sure. And if you want to spend time with me, gladly. But I'm not like this, like, super energetic, you know, person like all the other talents in VShojo are. And that's why I think that I won't really vibe well with them. Again, not that I don't want to, and who knows, maybe I would vibe well with them if we would be playing video games, but I would just feel like so awkward. Like, imagine if they would hire me and I would be like having a collab with one of the talents. I would feel like so awkward. I would not know what to say. I would be so fucking nervous the entire time. And me being nervous or something and awkward around them doesn't mean that I can't vibe with them or doesn't mean that I don't want to be around them. I would absolutely love to hang out with them, to be fair. But I just don't know what to say. I really just don't know what to say. And again, like, I'm not really much of a talker. And I know that of myself. And I am not exactly, you know, like a source of, you know, funny reactions or things like that. You know, like Lunta, for example, when we were playing the fast food game thing, like, it was always really funny to just see his shenanigans because it's fucking funny. But I'm not like that. I don't think that I'm funny. I never will. I never have thought that I was funny. And I never will. So that's why I'm like, I don't know how to really make people laugh. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what to say. You know, I really don't know how to entertain people. I don't know how to do that. But, you know what I do know how to do is ending a stream. That's what I'm gonna do, because it is, what the fuck am I seeing on Twitch? I'm like seeing a dude in an orange suit. I have no idea who this is, but, but I think I will be ending the stream here. It's 3 a.m. over here, so I think it would be a good thing, a good idea to end the stream. What a segue indeed. We will be back tomorrow, and I will try to stream earlier tomorrow, because again, today, sadly enough, I had things to do. But I will try to stream earlier tomorrow with maybe some doom in the background, we'll see. And yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. The conversations and the shenanigans and the lollygagging that we've had. But thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. And I appreciate all the support and love that you guys have given me, and I will try my utmost best to return all of that love 10 to 100-fold back to you guys. And again, I apologize for not being an entertaining streamer. I don't know how to entertain you. I'll be honest with that. I do not know. But yeah, I will still try my best for all of you. Always, always will. So, do take care, everyone, and I would say, have good night's rest, take care, stick around for the raid, and remember that I love you all for being you.